Through the ages, down all the days, since we stood upright and came down from the trees and discovered our thumbs, humankind has been leaving its trace, documenting the surrounding environment with roving keen eyes, the sky, the moon, a dog's face, and eventually we began to scroll images of each other. From drawing little stick people holding spears, running after bison in a cave with the end of a shitty stick, to the great faces on the outer layer of the sarcophagi of the Egyptians, and sometimes the Greek, to drawing dicks in the dirt on the side of a bus. The rendering of humans by humans is a fine thread continuing down the centuries, an unseen hook with a line of finest silk. This is surely exemplified with the likes of the Pergamene, 3 writhing bodies grappling with a big bastard serpent, or the Greco-Roman sculptures with their lovely plump arses, to Rodin's distorted voluptuousness. This has been an unending quest for man. Earlier this year, treasure hunters discovered a previously unseen and unknown work, estimated to originate from the 4th century BC. The work has been spoken of in local folklore and was thought lost forever, or to be fiction, mere bullshit. It was eventually found in a shed in Kildare. The gentleman who discovered the work, a farming man, claimed he was digging in his garden for the foundations of a greenhouse when he came across the extraordinary sculpture. The greenhouse has been erected a number of years now and produces tomatoes, small courgettes, and on occasion strawberries. The work was purchased with public money for an undisclosed sum. The images you can now see on your screen can only serve as an overview of the majesty of the statue. This work can, I believe, only be fully appreciated with the naked eyeball. When you get face to face with a work of art like this, you just can't help but think, wow, this is great. The statue with its majestic lines, the pose which is symbolic of a great warrior, an Irish chieftain. The name of the warrior is said to be John O'Flynn, who is rumoured to have lived in a cave 2 miles from where the statue was found. It has been written that he was a hard bastard, and you can see this here with his powerful stance, sword, and big muscles. The statue is cast in solid gold, and is a rare example of the skill of these early craftsmen. The gold, as you can see in this detail, is rendered loosely and looks nearly liquid. The face is haunting still. The overall effect still remarkably modern. At the time this was made, the population was still living in ditches and eating grass. No sausages in them times. This is a testament to man's determination. That these primitive people, firstly, had acquired the skills to make such an impressive work of sculpture art, and that they set aside hundreds of horses. Sorry, I read that bit wrong. I'll start again there. That these primitive people set aside hundreds of hours to make this extraordinary piece of art, while they were probably freezing and running away from wild boars. The artist's voice still rings down the ages. This is a testament to man's determination. It is on display at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London City Centre, England, until the 7th of July.
There it is! Get it!
Many who view this sight just see a hunk of flesh, a dead animal, or visage it with roast potatoes in the oven, Yorkshire puddings. It's Sunday lunch. But we can see something way more complex than that. This chicken can teach us something. And this is how it goes. The mammy chicken gets fertilized by a farmer with a fertilizer gun. Then 9 months later, the little chick is born in the form of an egg. When the little chick gets fed up of egg life, it leaves said egg and walks away on its little chicken legs. Then the farmer feeds it medicine to make it strong. And you betcha, this chicken gets strong. We then go into the shed, grab the chicken by the neck, and kill it. You see, this chicken is not unlike us, really. We can view this chicken as a symbol of what's in the pipeline for all of us. This bird did not die in vain.
Okay, people! Got a lovely double-breasted chicken here for you. £3, people, come on. You want this, don't you? You want this, love, over there, yeah? £3 a chicken. Let me pop this in this blue bag for you here, love. Come on, £3. £4 one with the customised artwork on it. Come on, £4 a chicken. Lovely double-breasted one. You there, madam, in the red coat. Come on, you want this? You'll feed your family on a Sunday lunch. Come on, £2.50. £2.50, love the chicken. Sold!
I always been told it's important to look after your local environment. Not to throw rubbish on the ground or spit on the floor of the bus or leave the tap running when you're brushing your teeth. A society is judged on how it treats its lessers. I ain't preaching. I'm just speaking my mind out of my window. And then I try to do my best at all times. And I think it's important to contribute something to your local society. I try offer what humble things I can, like these bread scraps to the local birds. Blackbird, pigeon, robin redbreast. I draw my line at the crow, because he makes me think of the end. I was supposed to get 2 songbirds for my Christmas box, but Granny said it was cruel to have birds in a cage, so I just got 2 fish instead, which I suppose is still pretty cool, you know? I remember the exact moment when I realized my love for nature. I can see it now. If I close my eyes, it's so vivid. I'm there. I was staring out my window, and I only had a little window then because I was only a little lad with only a few hairs on my arse. And I sort of fell into a sleep and then drifted off. I stepped on board a vision, and I was there.
A glorious beauty to behold, me lad. If you ever could get a cow, you would always have butter and cheese and yogurt. Take this pendant of silver made and wear it by your heart. Run! You'll be late for your dinner.
I digress. But since that incident, I've had such an avid interest in the natural world, be that the BBC programmes of Monty Don or David Attenborough. I watch them all the time. I talk to my neighbour often. He knows an awful lot about the natural world. He used to be a marine biologist. And before that, he was the captain of the submarine HMS Cough in World War II. And as I don't earn as much money as I wish, as my pot washer job, I earn a few extra francs a week just going around and checking on him, seeing if he's okay. His house has been transformed. He's made a warren of sets all the way around, out of cardboard, bits of wood, shit. And I come and sit with him and listen to his stories, and they are fascinating. He plays all the parts himself. The production is not what I would say is high class, but my God, it's engaging.
4:30 a.m. British time, 500 feet below the sea. The British Navy submarine HMS Cough has run into a spotted bother.
Morning, Captain Nolan here. What is the reason for this?
Morning, sir. Apologies for waking you.
Get on with it, Corporal. I was having a rather lovely dream about when Bingo Finkelworth and I were in Harrow. We were on a boating trip, and
He dropped the whole bloody dinner service in the water. I want to get back to those dreams. It's all I have, my dreams. Cling on tight! You see, the thing is, sir, we've been having a little bit of trouble in the engine room. We've been belting along at 80 knots, full tilt for a number of hours, and the dials haven't moved. We haven't moved an inch. I don't really know what's going on, but I just wonder, could you advise at least?
That's extremely distressing news, Corporal. Extremely distressing. Let me have a look and see what the situation is.
Corporal! You'll never guess! What, Captain? What?
There's a sea creature of epic proportions. He's got us in its tentacles. Tentacles the size of tree trunks, Corporal. We're in the belly of the beast. A Leviathan. We're going down, Corporal. Corporal! We're getting crushed. The tentacles are taking over. Corporal! Tell my wife I love her. It can't be. It can't be. Ah! We're taking off water, Corporal. I'm sure of it. Captain! Bloody hell! We're sure to sink! Tell the troops! Alert the police! Corporal! I love you! These tales are so entertaining. I sit for hours and hours and forget to eat and even drink water. I sit captivated. And then eventually, I stand up and I have to leave. And I walk out of his door into the bright sunshine and walk down the street. And it's hard to even readjust to normal life. I'm staggering, my arms outstretched. I see children and kick them over. And people gaze and they gape. And then eventually I get home and calm down and have some lukewarm water and just have a lie down. Sorry. Anyway, I really have to be getting ready. I've got to be in work in an hour. But thanks for listening. But before I go, I'll show you something secret. Only for you. As I've been throwing all this bread out, as my interest only sparked for the natural world 6 months ago, maybe. But the bread has been sort of catching there just by the gutter. And I meant to clean it out and make a fresh, clean start, but it has been collecting, as I said, and the rainwater and I suppose sunshine and the natural mold that grows in bread. Something's been happening. Something has been growing there. I suppose as you're here, I've got the courage to confront whatever it is. And I think now is the time. I've seen it moving.
This is Andrew. He likes living a stripped back, simple life. This here is Andrew's room. All he has in it is a little hook just there to hang his hat on. He sleeps on the floor, and if he needs to go, he just holds it in. His wife lives behind a concealed wall is only let out at night because she's wanted for a hit and run on a cyclist who subsequently died. They enjoy their lives and they wish you well.
My pastry chef left today. And I'm quite sad. I've been crying tears of sadness. He was making a sausage roll. He dropped everything. Handed me his letter of resignation on a piece of greaseproof paper, written in biro. I had to carry on making the sausage roll because they were for a very special customer, you see. He's an old elderly gentleman that who pays really well, you know. And he had the sausage roll and complained because it tasted of salt and despair. That was the tears, I reckon. Got taken away in an ambulance. He's not expected to last the night. It's something with his stomach, you know. Not expected to last the night. Newspaper people have been round and asking questions about poisoned sausage rolls. Even Mr. Michelin, who came in with a claw hammer and just whipped the fucking plaque off the front of the gaff, you know? My life's ruined. Fucking ruined. It was fine brisk morning this morning. But, you know, I guess that's how it goes. It's just how it goes, you know. Anyway, I'm sorry, I've got to go and do the pots. Even the fucking KP's fucked off, you know. Sorry.
Burnt by the fire, glove on the hand, several gin and tonics, unable to stand. Child at the window of my caravan, blandness inevitable. I am a man.
slumped, human waste, freaks, losers, drug users. They are my little army. I recently went on an entrepreneurial course where they gave me lots of little bits of paper, pamphlets, and all sorts of information, filled my head with dreams. Cheers, love! They said to make a successful business, you need to maximize your possibilities. The largest roof has the largest amount of water pouring off it, as they say. I made some investments, pulled some strings. Hoo-ha! Bullshit, you say? This is my terracotta army. I just sit here at my bus stop, in my sleeping bag, smoking fags, and watch the money roll right in. Next time you see a homeless fella or woman on your local street corner outside your local shop, stinks, makes me sick. They may be one of mine. Always look for the join in the hair, I say. That's how I know them. And to be honest, I haven't yet mastered the art of makeup art, but it's hard to do it with a sock and some acrylic paints stolen. This project is actually Arts Council funded. I pitched it to them in a meeting as social interactive sculpture. They loved it. They'd eat any old shit up. A good one for boosting revenue, I find, is if you approach one of my little guys all set up on the street corner, dressed as a policeman or a gendarme if you're in France working, and you sort of go quite close to them, and especially if it's a lady one, and you go, "What are you doing?" Give them a few slaps around, and then go back to a street corner and view the homeless person. And inevitably, 5 to 10 minutes later, a middle-aged woman comes up after seeing the horrible scene and presses a £5 note into their cloth hand. Do-gooders. They make me sick, but they make me money. You can only do this about once or twice a month because it is quite risky, as you can imagine. This new business venture of mine has really paid off. I've actually had enough money to set aside to invest in my house, my bag, if you will. I've got an extension to it, an ensuite bathroom, would you believe? Come here, I'll show you. I might bring this little fella too, because it looks like he needs a little wee-wee. Come on, pup. Come on. Come on.
Welcome to the ensuite bathroom of my very own sleeping bag. You didn't believe me, did you? As you can see, we haven't had enough funds in the Mullen account to buy toilet or sink, but we generally use co-op water bottles, as you can see here, for any leavings, which is sufficient for now, until we save up enough money. I might actually have a sprinkle myself. In the meantime, you get to work. You earn your fucking keep, right? Do what I taught you. Do what I taught you.
Hello, I'm not begging, but would you like to buy some guest gig listings for all the best gigs around town? Like you can see all the best gigs in here, and for only 50p it's yours to keep, the brown bags.
You find a £50 English note on the ground. Should you A. call your nearest policeman or gendarme, if you're in France, and pass over the note in case someone has reported it lost or stolen. B, put it in your pocket and bring it straight home to mother. She's happy. Yes, it's slap-up meal time. C, take the money and don't tell Mum. Then buy a beanie hat and some sweets and have a really cool day. D, be a good Christian and leave the note on the ground. It's wrong to take something that's not yours. If you're walking in the park with your best pals and you come across a duck stuck in the muck, he appears to have a broken wing. Should you A, walk into the muck and risk ruining your new Kurt Cobain-endorsed Converse shoes? Try and save the poor creature. B, pick up a large stone and try and force the hand of God by putting the creature out of its misery. Quack! 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 C, call your local fire brigade, 999 RSPCA, in search of help. Hello, yes, we've got a sick little duck here. Come immediately, help. D, walking by laughing, casually flick a bit of snot at the bird. You shouldn't interfere with nature, as David Attenborough says. You're on your own, duck. You're at the self-service machine of a well-known grocery store, buying some croissants and Ribena. Do you A, when the machine asks how many of the French treats you're buying, you press 4, of course, the correct amount. Honesty is the best policy. Your word is your bond. B, press 1 instead of 4. I'm single-handedly taking down this corporation from the inside. I'm playing Tesco like an antique little flute. Doo-doo-doo, doo, doo-doo-doo, doo, doo-doo-doo, doo, doo, doo. C, throw the bag of croissants over your shoulder. They're so fatty anyway, and I feel like I'm actually allergic to gluten. It makes me feel totally bloated. And there's butter in them, remember? Like, why can't everyone be vegan? The world would be so much better karma-wise, lighter, fresher. You know, go vegan. D, get your little purse out and pay for the goods and tip your cap to the shopkeep and walk calmly home to your rented accommodation. Ah, the sunshine is bliss. Life is brief, but sometimes it's glorious. These are just a few things to mull over in the meantime.
Rickles! Thanks for being my willing volunteer today. Now, some of you have most probably been reading the latest technological magazines which have been talking about the wonders of modern technology. I certainly have, and I've caught the buzz. Now, here in front of your very eyes is my latest creation. Just 1 second, let me get it from my willing assistant. Timothy, please hand me this. I've been tinkering away in my garage, and here is my virtual reality machine. Now, let me just get some of my graphene tape, and just do some minor adjustments, just like so. Fantastic. Right. Thank you, Timothy. Now, hold on to these, and do not let go, Rickles. Do not let go. Right. Are you ready for the full immersive experience? Because you know what? You're going to see through someone else's eyes, and you will hear through someone else's ears. And you will think, dear Rickles, through someone else's mind space. Now also through the wonders of my special hands and engineering skills, you, my dear audience, will be able to experience everything Rickles can. Here is an exact replica of the world Rickles will enter. Now, Rickles, are you ready? If you want to get off, you've got to raise your hand. Now I'm going to start it up. Start!
Oh, what a lovely sleep, and dreams to go along with it. I could lie in, surely, but don't want to be late for work, eh? I work at the local dump about a mile from here, near Bean's Quarry up the back road. You know the way. My position is scaring the crows away, and other birds. They gave me a pellet gun last year, but I had to take it back soon after, as I got a bit power drunk. Let's see what sort of day it is. Oh, goody, it looks like a lovely day. I think now I'll have my granulated coffee with milk and boiling water drink, as usual. It is a great drink which refreshes me in the early morning. I believe many people swear by it, and it has a great tradition behind it, which is comforting. It's nice to be part of something. Now, let's see if Rory has any postal communications. Oh, to do like you before. Oh, it's a tight squeeze. No. Never met a girl like you before. Oh, the great wide open. Let's see if we've got any balls. Oh, more than one. This surely is a special day. Yeah, I think I'll have a sprinkle while I'm here. Oh, a little toot and new shoes. I hope there's no ladies downwind.
better be cracking on. Well, I'll make me sandwiches. The nation's built on these little guys. Oh, what a treat it is to live so close to nature, that out my front door is such beauty. Oh, what can be said about the great outdoors? All is true in my book. The fresh air that is free for breathing, the sights, some large and vast, some small like hands cupped, looking in or close up on a tree trunk, and still then, wow, a small bug, life is everywhere. Grandad was a dairy farmer and is now retired. Taught me how to love the outside of the house and to treat everyone as equals. But can a cow in a field opposite and the man in the bank really be the same? Oh, his collar is too small for him, and was, I believe, bought earlier in his life when he took up less room in bed. The cow chews the grass methodically and seems content. They're not the same at all. Grandad, what the fuck are you on about? I would never try and approach the cow, as he does not like human contact. And I don't blame him. I try not to eat much meat, because I would not like to hurt any of God's creatures. Except chickens, fuck them. We had chickens when we were small, and once when I was distributing the millet, one pecked the back of my hand, leaving some blood there. Ungrateful. I believe I've never been the same since. The chicken in question was called Geronimo, named by Mam. As is the case, I have no guilt in chowing down on them. It helps that they are delicious and readily available all around town. In salads, sometimes, and mainly fried in poorer areas. In rich places with sauces and lemon on the side, or mixed with Parmesan cheese from Italy. I walk in fields at night with all these thoughts rushing through my mind, getting het up. I try not to let this impact the beauty of the bloody great outdoors. But really no one's ever arrived, have they? Even Richard Branston doesn't sleep so sound at night, after being near a hot air balloon all day and drinking glass after glass of Fanta orange. Probably
even though he's made it. I don't think I've achieved my potential yet, but I hope to achieve a goal or two maybe soon. Okay, wash time, I think. Not a full overhaul, just the essentials. Maybe some washing too. I've never seen how like you before. It tickles. Oh, you. I've never met a girl like you before. No, never met a girl like you before. No, never met a girl like you before. No. Never met a girl like you before. Being down and under here with the soil packed around by the centuries. By the build-up of time, I feel surrounded. And down below, but safe and comforted. Where else could such quiet be found? Listen. Silence like we just heard cannot be bought or found in a large metropolitan city. No way. Or even in a small town they have honking of the horns. Boop, beep, beep. I suppose even here in my rural dale, at night on occasion, a fucking horse hee-hawing, looking for his friend. But I like it down here, away from it all. I'm self-sufficient. I live near the shops, who I have an understanding with. They do make me stand outside and speak my order in. Apparently I was squeezing the bread too tight. Well, I just needed to know it was fresh. Like in the chip shop. No reheats, please. Value for fucking money. I look at this drawing of the sun in the winter when the sun is gone. It gives me great comfort. And the flowers are here to remind me that there is an above. Let's peruse my postal communications now, over a beautiful bowl of muesli before work. English word after English word, one after each other, in a line and in stacks. Oh, why am I looking at this page? Time to get ready for work, I reckon. Oh, sorry about that. Right, you get me hat on, nearly ready. Oh, and it's time to go. here we go. Oof.
I'm singing my song. I'm singing my song. I'm singing my song for you.